Hey, what's going on, paddlers? I woke up this morning and decided it'd be a good day to drill some holes in my boat, so that's what we're going to be doing here today. I've got the Silva 70P compass that I will be installing onto this Wilderness Systems Tempest 170. In the box is a template that installers can secure onto the area that you'll be drilling into. Otherwise, another good template is this piece itself, so we'll see what we end up doing. All right, the tools I'll be using for the job are this drill and what turns out I'll be using a 3/32 drill bit as opposed to this 1/16. We drilled some holes and some plastic over here to make sure that we were looking for the right drill bit size for this screw. So we found that the 3/32 is going to be the tool for this job. I've got this screwdriver for, well, the screws, you guessed it. And these screws are actually a little bit longer than the width of the kayak, or the thickness of the kayak rather. So what ends up poking through are the end of the screw, and that can potentially be damaging to dry bags or other gear that you're putting inside of the hatch up there. So I've got these bolt cutters, and we're just gonna take, maybe 1/8 of an inch or less off of that just to prevent damage to gear on the inside. And we got this silicone sealant, kitchen, bath, plumbing, and kayaking. And we're just gonna apply that to the underside once this kayak is sat in its home. Some alternatives to clipping this screw would be filing it down if you're into that, or going and getting some shorter screws that are dull tipped. You just wanna make sure that if you do replace these, that you are working with a screw that's non-magnetic, because you can guess what magnets do to compasses. There are a few different tools that you can use to make sure that your compass is sitting square in that holster there in that home. I've seen some people tie a string from the bottom of the stern, so that's what I did to line that up with the lubber line there. You could use a square, you could use, a handful, whatever works for you, but I think I will be using my eyeballs as my primary tool. So what I did to line the compass up onto the kayak was I unscrewed the screws so that this the whole compass would sit into the housing there, and made sure that that is going to be, that's going to be its home. From there, once I made sure that the compass is sat in there, then I tightened these screws down all the way through, which raised the whole housing up a little bit. And then from there, I just took a little hammer and gave it a couple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ba 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 ba, and then took everything out, and that gave me some small screw marks that I ended up sharpieing in. So that will be my template to start drilling. Compass is getting sat. All right, and before I tighten all of these down, I'm just gonna make sure that this lubber line here is in line with L in Silva. All right, use my eyeballs and looks good. We'll find out later. I took, you can see maybe 2 or 3 threads off of each screw there. So they're sitting a little bit more flush, maybe 1 thread coming through, but I'm gonna add the sealant now. There's the caulk applied to the underside of the screws. It's not the prettiest, but not a whole lot of people will be looking under there. There you have it. Silva 70P installed on the Wilderness Systems Tempest 170. Let's hope we don't get lost. Put your tools away. If something works or doesn't work for you in your compass installation journey, let's chat about it in the comments. We are not alone. All right, happy paddling.